We got a little air by accident there. What's up, dudes? We got the Magician Atlas out here in the Santa Monica Mountains. We're gonna put this mid-drive through its paces on the skinny 29 by 3-inch tires. We're gonna get this thing out on what they call roller coaster here in a few after we climb to the top of this mountain, which is gonna be a significant elevation gain. Should be a pretty awesome ride. It's been a long time since I've been out here. This is one of my favorite places to ride. Of course, we'll track our official range and distance, and boy, is it toasty out here. So starting out on gear one on the mid-drive motor. So these mid-drive motors this is, whoa, getting a little close to the edge here. These mid-drive motors, man, the handling characteristics on these things and the torque characteristics for riding on trails like this is really just exactly what you want. So as you already know, we reviewed this bike with the fat tires. Now we're on the skinny tires. And enjoy these shots of the bike before it gets dirty, because this bike is gonna be extremely dirty by the time we're done with this. Oh yeah, so let's actually try pedaling this thing just a little bit. So, it does have the torque sensor, and we're on pedal assist 1 on sport mode. Let's just stop and take a look over the edge here. Man, this is just one of my absolute favorite places to ride. We got the Santa Monica Mountains out here. That's the ocean out there. You probably can't even tell that's the ocean. So we'll actually pedal this bike just a little bit today. Why not? I'm gonna throw that torque sensor on pedal assist 3. We have the gears on like gear number 4 roughly. So obviously, as you know, the torque sensor on these bikes, they just give you that more of a feeling of like a natural riding experience as compared to the cadence sensors. And these 29 by 3s ride so much different compared to the stock 26 by 4.8-inch fat tires that come on this bike. So when you do buy this bike, right now you get both sets of tires included. Wheels and tires, that is. So climbing to the top of this sucks if you don't have a motor. Believe me, I've done it quite a few times on non-motorized bikes, but on the way back, it's gonna be an absolute blast. And I actually have not been out here since the wildfires, and yeah, you can definitely see some remnants of some of the burned bushes and stuff out here, like that tree's burned. It's freaking hot. Why did I come out here today to do this right? So it does have the gear cutoff sensor, which is super awesome. See that? We're gonna be hitting that on the way down. So when you downshift the gear, it cuts your power, so you don't tear up your gear set, and so you don't snap your chain or something. Man, with that throttle though, that's just so tempting. Oh yeah, you can see quite a bit of remnants of the wildfires that came through here. This tree got scorched. That throttle is so nice to get going from a stop when you start climbing, because it can be, you know, e-bikes are heavy. They can be a little bit to get going off the line. Although this one does have the torque sensor, so it gives you that power pretty easy. So I think we'll be gaining at least 1,000 feet here. I'll put the number up on the screen, whatever it is. I'm tracking it here, and we'll see how the motor holds up and all that. So as much as I'm trying not to cheat using the throttle, it's just so hard not to after you feel the power of the throttle. We'll put it on pedal assist 5 to at least get the maximum amount of power from, oh yeah. This is nice, man. As I said, man, climbing this sucks on a regular bike, especially if you don't have suspension, but the suspension on this one feels nice. We got the RockShox Monarch on the rear, the KKE shock on the front of this bike, which is the same shock that I used to ride on my Ciron out here, which you're not supposed to bring out here. You know, there is a power limit to what you can have out here. Electric motorcycles are not allowed out here. So it's really nice that we do have the pedals on this thing. That's actually why I stopped riding out here, is because I really loved bringing my Ciron out here, but 1, it's not legal. 2, you know, it's just, I don't want to be that guy, you know what I mean? But yeah, we basically do have an electric motorcycle with this throttle on this thing. So check out, that's some of the drops we're going to be able to do on the way down. The way down's so fun. Yeah, look, people wave at you when you got pedals on your bike. How about that? Man, yeah, I've already said this bike obviously rides really nice on the street and in perfect conditions, but when you get it on some trails, which we're going to see more of later, we'll really see what it's like to ride. So far, it's great. Look at these random green bushes out here out of nowhere. It's like everything is completely dead except that. Should we see how much air we can get right here? Maybe we'll brake test. Sometimes I would come up that trail as Sullivan Ridge, loop around this way. Whew. Feels good being out here, bro, man. This is the real beauty of e-bikes, man. Getting you out in nature, getting a little exercise, and have a little more fun than a non-motorized bike. So check it out, you see this trail going this way, and then this one kind of crisscrossing. The crisscrossy one is gonna be the one we're taking on the way back. Let's get a little sample for it here. Oh yeah, utilizing that mid-drive motor, pulling us right up this thing, not even pedaling. I really should be pedaling here, and I should probably be careful. Poking my head over this crest, there could be some mountain bikes coming this way. Yeah, utilize that suspension just a little bit. Man, this RockShox is nice. Hopefully we don't get a flat out here, because I did not bring my kit per use. Dude, that cloud up there is like the strangest looking cloud. Looks like a UFO just chilling. Just one cloud by itself. So we're almost to the top already. No surprise with the Bafang mid-drive motor on here. Ripping it like a motorcycle just a bit. I mean, dude, isn't that cloud just like so weird? What? I think it might be a UFO. What do you guys think? And check it out. One of the cool parts about coming up here is you can see downtown LA. Some of the best views like anywhere in the city up here in these mountains. Man, this bike just makes it too easy. We are already to the top. You see the park rangers here. I used to feel so nervous coming by here on bikes that were, you know, against the law. Yeah, once you get to the top, some of the best views in all the city, man. You can see downtown LA very clearly right out there. And over here on the backside, you can see the valley. All the valley out there, San Fernando Valley, Encino Reservoir. So the bike does have a water bottle mount there. I just brought a little bit of water in my backpack, which I will be drinking today because it is darn hot out here. So that was 3.84 miles uphill, about 4 miles uphill, 23 minutes riding uphill. Didn't take much of a toll of the battery at all, showing 84%, you know, I mean, pretty much as expected. But now is the fun part, and where the mid-drive will be able to experience the handling benefits of the mid-drive motor. We're not going to need much power going down this hill, although there are some bursts uphill. You'll see. They call it roller coaster for a reason here in the Santa Monica Mountains. So let's go ahead and just pop up here and start having a little bit of fun. So obviously, you know, we already know about the torque that these mid-drive motors have. It's just awesome for helping you climb hills, but also the weight distribution of the bike and not having the hub drive motor in the rear wheel. Boy, that makes a huge difference in the way the bike feels to ride. Because having a bunch of weight in the rear wheel, that would be called sprung mass. Your suspension has to deal with a bunch of weight bouncing up and down back there. And it really affects the way the bike handles in a big way. With the mid-drive motor, your motor is in the middle of the bike, down low, which is like the ideal place for weight. So not only do you get the added torque, you get way better handling characteristics. And I'm just throttling up this hill right now. We'll give it just a little bit of pedaling, why not? So, yeah, the way the suspension on this bike just floats is so nice compared to so many bikes I review on this channel. So like, you know, in addition to the actual suspension, the mid-drive setup also helps that feel a lot. Man, I just can't resist weighing on the throttle here, just letting the motor do all the work. Oh yeah, there we go. And then we have the narrow wide chainring as well, which I mentioned in my original review of this. Oh, what do we got going on here? The narrow wide chainring keeps the chain on the chainring so you don't lose it. Whew. I forgot how fun it is to come out here and just hit some very small little features. I am not one to be doing big jumps or anything like that, but it sure is fun just hitting some little stuff when you got nice suspension anyway. Wide range of gears on this thing. I am actually on like gear 8 or something, really just utilizing the motor. I'm gonna downshift maybe 1 here. So I mean, even if you aren't pedaling a lot out here, riding on terrain like this, like you're gonna get a workout in your legs anyway because, oh yeah, It's kind of like a little bit of a pump track, man. Like you use your legs as suspension to some degree. Oh, totally relying on the throttle here, bro. What is this? Somebody put a bunch of rocks around that thing. Whew. So in case you missed it in my original review, this bike is $1 shy of $2,000 using my discount link in the link below this video. Tail Happy at checkout saves you $100. And for what you get on this bike, including the second set of wheels and tires right now, I feel like this is a pretty good buy. I mean, if you are looking for, you know, mid-drive electric bike. All right, we got some pretty gnarly looking stuff coming up now. So we do have the 4-piston hydraulic brakes on this, and they do feel very, very nice. Ooh, I'm a little concerned about my phone popping out of that phone holder, but KKE shock on the front is doing its job, insulating my phone from the bumps as well as my body. Whew. Dude, if you've never done riding like this is like some of the most fun kind of riding you can do, albeit a little bit not the safest kind of riding you can do. I definitely recommend wearing a little more gear than I am. You would not want to be taking a tumble on these rocks. Man. The hot air blowing over my face right now feels so good. Getting a little bit of speed going down these hills. Woo. It's been a minute since I've been out here. I probably shouldn't go too crazy. I really just can't emphasize enough how good the suspension on this bike feels compared to a normal bike I review. Woo. Yeah, I heard the sound of the suspension there. A little bit of knobby tread on these 3-inch tires. They grip great, man. And you know, the 29ers, they just roll so nice over stuff. So, you know, you got the suspension, but having a big wheel on there also makes it ride even nicer. Whew. Oh, don't bottom out. Yep, did not bottom out at all there. We are on the wrong gear here though, but the Bafang motor is so strong. We can just throttle. We're on gear, I think 3. Yeah, gear 3. All right, we'll help it a little bit. Holy crap, this thing is real steep. Man, those little bumps like that are just so fun, like when they pop up unexpectedly. Just gives you a little variety in your ride experience. Whew. And it is an e-bike. I am feeling the workout though, for sure. More so than even the workout, I'm just feeling the feels of getting out in nature, having some fun, man. I think I might have this thing on top gear right now. Yeah, let's try and hit this big feature here. Looks like a big tabletop. I won't be getting any air on it though. Sorry guys. But these SRAM brakes, they feel real confidence inspiring. Along with just the whole handling of this bike is so nice. We got a little air by accident there. I'm not trying to injure myself out here. I really don't do a lot of riding like this. So I don't need to be breaking a collarbone falling off this thing. Whew. Man, this is all the power you need out here. You do not need any more power than this. The suspension in the mid-drive is that's what you need out here riding on stuff like this. Mid-drive to get you up the hill with the torque and the handling benefits of it, and then the suspension so you don't hate your life going over every single bump. All right, I think I see a little jumper here a bit. Oh yeah, good thing we didn't go too fast into that one. I'll tell you what though, man, getting out here and seeing these, it's kind of making me want to come back out here and start practicing this a little more. I really have not been optimizing my gear usage at all with this throttle and how much torque this motor has. I know I could be doing better on the gears. Whew. You see why they call it a roller coaster? Let's keep it rolling, baby. Whew. This one's looking real steep. Man, this suspension just making me want to hit these little features faster and faster. I'm so glad there's a motor on this thing right now. Like climbing back up this hill, it sucked. Yeah, I got a little speed, man. It says 24 there. Whew. So I love that you can adjust like the rebound as well as the air pressure in these shocks. So you got like all the control over your suspension, man. You can adjust the rebound, the air pressure, compression. Dial it down. I keep ending up on way higher of a gear than I should be. We're only on gear number 2 now. Gear number 3. We really should be on like gear number 1 here, but this motor's so strong, it can just beast mode right through pretty much anything. And the real signature of a good set of brakes is like how much can you like repeatedly brake on the brakes? You know, a lot of times I just do a couple like stops from 20 or 30, but ultimately with brakes, what you're doing is turning kinetic energy into heat. And those brake pads and rotors are gonna heat up over time. So big descents like this is like when you really need a good set of brakes, because if not, they could just stop working on you. Something could fail, they could get too hot. And these don't seem to be having any sort of reduced effect at all yet. And I'm using them pretty liberally. Whew. I mean, the bike weighs, what, 85 pounds roughly. Weighs a little bit less with the skinnier wheels on it too. Which the skinnier wheels, I mean, they're about 2 pounds lighter than the fat wheels and tires, which makes a pretty big difference in rotational sprung mass. So this thing does feel quite a bit more nimble on the skinny tires. Look at this one, man. I know the GoPro levels these hills out big time, but this one is real steep and real long. I'm just matching the throttle and giving it just a bit of help here on gear. Yeah, here we go again. Gear number like 4 or 5, I think. Should be on gear 1. I'm an idiot. But the motor is taking the beating. What is this thing? Let's check it out. Woo! I didn't know what was at the top of that. So I mean, you know, dude, if you're looking for a mid-drive e-bike, Magician Atlas I think is a fantastic value right now in the link below using my coupon code TAILHAPPY at checkout. You know, there are shipping costs and stuff, but for a limited time it's $1,999 before tax and shipping. And if you really compare that to other stuff on the market right now, I mean, considering you get the fat tires as well as these skinny tires and this suspension, this frame, I think it's a pretty darn good value. So if you want to grab one, grab one. If not, thanks for joining me on this little adventure, guys. Magician Atlas is a great time. Getting out here in the mountains riding a bit was a fantastic time. Thanks for joining me. Catch you next time, bros. Oh, guess I should tell you the distance. We did 7.4 miles, averaging 10 miles an hour, 40 minutes of ride time with 77% remaining on the battery. That was a lot of hill climbing. This thing is not giving me access to the internet right now, so I'll put those numbers up on the screen for you.